Hello, everybody, and welcome to Adobe Live. My name is VooDoo Val, and I am joined by my super cool, dope friend, Codi Bear. How are you, Codi?
I'm doing great, Val.
I'm super excited for episode 3 of Juxtapaint, which is a super cool show that Codi and I have been doing together where we choose an awesome theme and then we both kind of approach that theme in our juxtaposing styles. Haha, it's in the name. It's in the name, Codi.
It's like we planned it.
I know, it's like we did this on purpose. I can't believe it. So yeah, we're going to be doing, working on the topic of henchmen today, designing some super cool henchmen. And I imagine that, honestly, I feel like today our henchman designs are going to be both pretty cute, just in like weird ways on my end and like cute ways on your end, which is the fun part of the show where we get to kind of take the spooky cute approach to the same thing. And also we have kind of a little template for you guys. If you scroll down to the info section below, you will get a link where you can download our little card template, which I'm going to pull up real quick. I just realized I don't have our link up, but we have a card template because we like to put our artwork that we create for the Juxtapaint episodes into a nifty little trading card template, which I will throw onto the screen real quick. And you can put your artwork into the Juxtapaint template. We've been putting our work into the templates, and we also do real life physical giveaways for these. And I've chosen a couple of winners, people who have jumped onto our Instagram posts and commented, and maybe left a tag for a friend to let other people know about the show. So we will be sending some physical Juxtapaint trading cards to Callie Grown 44. Who is also a big regular here on Adobe Live, and we will also be sending in to Karen L. Jackson, which I'm super excited. So keep an eye on your inboxes because I'll be sending through a form that you guys can fill out so we can send you your Juxtapaint cards, which I'm super excited about. And we'll do another giveaway at the end of this month, really. After our shows for the month, we will raffle off some other physical Codi Val. What's the name? What's the Codi Val name?
Cody, I don't know.
VooDoo Bear.
It's hard because
Codi Val. I don't know. We need like a platonic ship name
for
for this. But I feel like we should maybe dive into things unless you want to. I've done all the talking. You want to do some chit chat and leave some final notes, Codi, or you want to just dive into it?
I think I am ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
My
Hi, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Good to see you guys. Annika says, OMG, cute haircut, Codi. Thank you. I did it myself last week. I appreciate that.
It's very I feel like I can see the waves in your hair more now. It's very whimsical and bouncy. I love it.
Thank you.
Please do not set Codi Do as the platonic ship name. Please don't do that. I do not approve.
I hate it actually.
I'm be real with you, dog. I don't like that. I don't like that one.
Clever's like, Codi Do. Nope.
We will not acknowledge that one. VooDoo Bear is also not going to be on the list. So if you guys can, I know, Clever Devlin's in the chat, Umacorn's in the chat, Wade Acuff's in the chat, CJ's in the chat. There's got to be some more clever names than those. Anna Davis Court is here too, by the way.
Hi,
welcome
Anna.
in, Anna. I also see Ryan Toon, Creativo in the YouTube chat over there. We got Jack Watson holding down the fort in the chat. Also Clever, Umacorn. Bliss, it's good to see ya. Sam Peterson's in the chat.
Sam!
Hi, Sam! Our friend. Long time no talk. Good to see you. But yeah, we're designing little henchmen. I've got some little sketches, which I'm going to let you guys choose from. I think you're starting from scratch, right?
I am.
Which is cool. We're both, I feel like we both have like a more solid idea fleshed out.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one of those where the chat can like help us dress up our little guys.
Indeed.
You know, so we kind of have to start a little more loose. But I've got a very wide boy. I'm gonna let you guys vote. Got a I'm gonna call him Wide Boy. Spelled properly. I've also got, let's call him Tough Boy. None of this is really spelled right, by the way.
CJ says, I vote Wide Boy. I don't need to see any other options.
I don't need to see the rest of them. And then I'm going to call this one Spooky Boy. That's what we're going to call him, because he's got his little hood on. And I'm going to let you guys vote. If you guys want to just toss it in the chat, let me know which ones you want. The ideas behind this one, so the Wide Boy, instantly, I was just telling Cody behind the scenes, when I was thinking of the Wide Boy, if you guys have seen that episode of SpongeBob where Patrick Star gets carried into the Coliseum on that guy's back, and it's like SpongeBob thinks he's going to have to fight this huge dude, and then he turns around and Patrick is on him like a backpack. He's like the Wide Boy that carries Patrick in. I wanted to just make him uncomfortably large, but like
large.
Yeah, but like just like too wide. I want you to know this isn't the entirety of the sketch. There was more to the sketch, and then I remembered that it's going to have to be on a card, so I don't really want to put his whole body, but I'm just going to give you guys a anatomically correct diagram real quick of him, because he's actually built like this. I wanted his abs to be, like 80% of him.
Of course.
So we have, the way that most people are built.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
The real way that people are supposed to be drawn. So he's got like these big arms, and he's got like all these, I don't know, those cobra muscles. Yes.
Yes.
And he'd have like a 12 pack. Body. Yeah. Just like, and then his little pants are like down here, and he's got his little feet. So this guy, I believe he's like very, like his body shape makes you think his name might be something like Mongo, like he's a Mongo boy. So that's how this guy's built. I'll let you guys choose. I see a lot of people going for Spooky Boy. I like Spooky Boy. Cool spin on a henchman. Thank you. Spooky and Wide Boy. Spooky Boy is actually definitely winning. Oh, there's nice. A lot of. Yeah, VooDoo Val Bear is not. It's not. Oh no. Be our name. That's not. I'm gonna need you guys to take our two names and meld them together in a way that doesn't make me feel like if I say it, I might accidentally cuss. That's what I need you to do for me. Because like 3 of the 4 you've given me have made me feel bad.
It's no good, guys. It's no good.
It's not gonna work for me.
It's not gonna fly.
This isn't gonna work. All right, I'm gonna take the Spooky Boy. And we'll go for this one. And while I hammer up my sketch, maybe, Cody, you would like to give us the rundown on what you've started to put together.
Yes. So the inspiration for my little fellow here is, when you suggested, Val, the theme for Henchmen, the first thing that came to my mind was Maleficent's henchmen in the original Sleeping Beauty.
Yes.
And they're like these little like goblin type creatures. And so I just kind of came up with this kind of right now, just like this little like shape with like, he's like a little goblin guy with like little fangs and stuff.
I love him.
And he has, his little spear,
Mm-hmm.
My question to you guys is, what kind of clothing should I put him in? Should I put him in like rags or like a mage's robe? Should he be wearing like Robin Hood shoes, or what kind of clothing should I put this man in?
I think that's a great question. I honestly feel like I love his weapon, and I want to point out that I didn't know that you were going to do that, and my little guy has kind of a little reaper scythe. So we like both have like a long pole arm type weapon, which we keep doing stuff that's similar to each other in different ways without planning it that way. And I think at this point, Cody, we should just decide to be friends. We should we should just decide to be friends with each other. Yeah. I don't know how we've missed out on this excellent friendship up to this point, but we should just be buds. Bliss says I like plaid. You know what? I too like plaid.
Plaid is fantastic. I am sporting some plaid today, in fact. Indeed.
I don't know how you guys came up with more ship names that I don't like, but you did it. Codi Bear. That's a no. No. Well, no, never mind. I don't know. I feel like VooDoo Bear's not bad because I feel like it has the voodoo and it has the bear, which are the two main points of our names.
And it has the bear.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah, those are the things that we need to hit home to the audience. The folks at home need to know what we're about, and those are two things we're definitely about. I also I apologize because I feel like I'm being very aggressive with whether I like or dislike the names you're coming up with. And in my defense, I can't tell if half of them are jokes or not, so I don't know.
I'm fairly certain they are trolling. They are always trolling us.
Otherwise, somebody at home's going to be like, I worked really hard on VooDoo Val, and she didn't like it.
I worked really hard for the last 5 minutes thinking of this name.
Yeah, I spent a whole 16th of a stream coming up with this idea, and they didn't like it. Val Bear Foodie. Sam Peterson, your band. You gotta go.
Foodie? Oh Voodie. My goodness.
Voodie. Yeah, no, but almost all of them, at least half of them, I keep, I'm hearing booty in the background. That's what I'm like, I don't know, maybe we're not meant to be mashed together, Cody.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe it's not supposed to happen. The flag could be a voodoo-ish bear. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love that we have a friendship flag now.
It's very true. Yeah.
We could totally design that, like a bear that's like a voodoo doll. That would be
awesome.
Yeah. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Trouble, Jeff. Welcome in. It's all trouble here. Polite trouble for the most part.
Bliss said that my henchman could look like he could wear a sweater vest.
I feel like he does. Like, he could be classy if he wanted to. He cleans up well.
He's dressing up for the ball, right?
Yes. I realized I've accidentally made like a fantasy Jawa here.
Oh.
And I would also like to say in my defense, I'm like really covering for myself and like explaining myself a lot already so far in this episode. But I feel like Jawas are like a species of little henchmen. If we're being honest.
They kind of are, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. They're like, just like little gibbery, strange creatures that drive a hard bargain. So I feel like maybe that's okay. Give me some names, not those names. I hate them all. Try harder. Sorry, Oliver. Accidentally, yeah. Valley Bear Vu sounds like the name of like the main character of a Dr. Seuss poem.
Valley Bear Boo.
Yeah.
I like that one.
A pleather vest, maybe. I like that it's specifically a pleather vest. Very cost-effective option.
Yes.
He's frugal. People are yelling at each other. You got like Slytherin and Hufflepuff trying to merge your names together. Slytherin and Hufflepuff could totally merge, though. That's just villains with a smile.
Yeah.
I like villains with a smile. I don't know about you. Polite villains. Yes, CJ. Yes. I want him to have like a train, like his cape is too big for him, but he wore it anyways.
Yep.
We're probably gonna have to get a banana for scale in here, because if we don't have a banana for scale, you guys can't really tell how cute he is.
Right.
We might need a
Is
banana.
he as
for
big as a
scaling yours.
banana?
You know what? I almost decided to do that. I'm not sure. The banana could, like, the scythe could be like the size of a banana. The banana could be bigger than the blade of the scythe, you know, like the banana could be like maybe a third of him. But then it's like, he's armed and dangerous, but if he's only, like, if a banana is the third of his height, then he's not really going to be doing that much damage. But maybe that's the thing. You know, it's like he's fearsome, but he's like armed with a weird toothpick, so he doesn't do much.
So what kind of villain is your henchman working for?
I like to think that my henchman is kind of enterprising for himself, and he's quit. Well, he might have been fired, but he quit just before boss said you're fired.
Right.
Because then he has the power.
Yes.
And now he is gathering other henchmen. He's like a spokesperson for henchmen who are sick and tired of being sick and tired.
They're unionizing.
Exactly. And he is the new villain. They don't know that they're slowly becoming his henchmen now.
Right.
And he's just going to be the smallest guy there. What about yours? We got any lore for your guy? We can come up with some lore.
I don't know. What do you think, chat? Who does my henchman work for? He looks like a reasonable guy, honestly. Like
he does.
He's like, you know.
He looks like he's the henchman for, like, not the scary villain, but like the scary villain's cousin who's just trying to keep up the family business. You know, like Kyle's not really as bad as, you know, Cornelius Max.
Right.
He's Kyle's the nicer one. And you know, he's pretty chill. He gives vacation time, paid leave, stuff like that. Penny says he's just happy to be here. Ye Old Monsters Incorporated. He's working for Count Darth Vader, obviously. This is a great point. But if we decide that, then at some point I'm going to have to paint Count Darth Vader, and I don't know if I have time for that. I don't know if I... we're going to add like some little peepers. That's peepers is the name for eyes, right? I think
yes.
Peepers. Okay. I think that's a really great name for eyeballs. It's some little peepers in there.
Clever said protects bouncy castle from oversized 9-year-olds. He actually works at a Renaissance fair.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's Bounce Palace. It's a very lucrative gig, and he went through 4 hours of training on the computer for this job, and I don't like your tone. She's very serious. Yes, peepers are eyes. Thank you for confirming, chat. Appreciate it. Mohammed, welcome in. Good to see ya. I'm also going to make sure we're not missing anything in the chat. Colleen says he's vegan. Yes, he definitely eats very well. He has a very strict diet, not because he has to, but because he cares about, you know, what he eats. He's very hyper conscious about that. He has that "you must be this tall to ride" vibe to him. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. He definitely does. But like, he'd let you down easy, you know? He'd let you down easy about it and give you a list of rides you can get on.
He's sorry.
Yeah.
He's sorry.
Sorry about that, little buddy. Did you ever try to ride a ride when you were a kid and you're not allowed to get on it?
Oh yeah.
I was a really short high schooler, so there was a couple of rides at Disneyland that I was not allowed to be on, and boy, when you get turned away at a ride as a sophomore in high school, things never go away. Everybody talks about that. I did eventually get to ride the ride, though, and the guy was very polite. He was just like that. He was like, "Sorry, kid," and I was like, "I'm 16." Mud pit. Oh, he works the mud pit? Does he? That sounds like a cooler job than bounce house. That sounds like pit? That sounds like a whole job. I don't know. I was just thinking, like, like outdoor wrestling or like extreme sports kind of stuff. That's what Mud Pit screams to me, like extreme sports. I don't know if either of our guys really look like extreme sports kind of dudes, to be honest. I think they're more like, hold on, let me ask my mom kind of guys. Like, you know, let me run that by my mama, and I'll get back to you. And then they don't call you back.
Which is funny because that wasn't my intention, but I guess that's just how it is with my art.
That's
just how it comes out.
You know, I really tried to make an evil henchman, you know, but this guy just looks like he calls his mom regularly.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to make it not so. That's all right though. Very wholesome. I like it. Grim Peepers. Oh no. This from Mima in the YouTube chat. That's the name. Goodness. Grim Peepers.
Oh my goodness.
Because he's his own man now, you know?
Uh-huh.
That's his supervillain name. Grim Peepers. I got lowercase and uppercase E's in the same word. Come on, Val.
All over the place.
I know. I'm crazy. I'm wild, chat. All right, Grim Peepers is the jam. That's here to stay for sure. Can I just say I love that you put like the little circles and stuff like around on his head, and knowing your art style and like what you'll probably do, I can already instantly see like the beautiful color combinations you will most likely use to like pull those out from like the rest of his skin. I already know it's going to be great, but I love that you do that a lot.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was just thinking of like little, you know, like because he's kind of like a little goblin guy. I was just thinking like little pot marks and stuff on his skin, you know, kind of like add a little bit of texture since like he's got a big head.
It's a lot of ground to cover, so we're adding some liver spots. Yes. Very attractive liver spots.
I like Grim Peeper's little dainty little feet.
Thank you.
He's got a little.
I was about to say, when he walks, you do hear kind of a.
Yeah.
Like he sounds like Edna Mode.
Yes.
Coming from a distance.
Yes. Exactly.
I imagine he should have like a slightly more masculine Edna Mode voice too. Like he should sound absolutely mode. Irate. Yeah, exactly. Just like kind of monotone, but like a little more ragey, a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And I want him to have a problem with everybody. He's so desperate for an arch nemesis that he has a problem with everybody in everyday mundane interactions.
He's just creating drama.
Yes, exactly. Honestly, this is why he was going to get fired. I mean, he quit in the first place. Is that
right?
Yeah, you know, he's just causing trouble, and the villain's supposed to cause trouble, not him. He's the henchman for the drama queen. Yes. Yeah.
The mean girl.
Yeah. Well, Edna Mode and guest. Codi does pick good color palettes every time. Everything looks like it looks like an emotion. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel, and I'm sure chat would agree, is that like the colors that you choose, the colors you love to work with, and the way that you utilize them. Because I think that's something that really needs to be said as well, is like you've gone over before that you have color palettes kind of pre-selected for projects and things. But I feel like there's a lot of people who could use those same colors and not get as much out of it as you get. Like you pair them so well and you use them for certain elements in such an impactful way, which is just really impressive, and it looks like a good feeling, if that makes sense.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Codi. See, we really should be friends. We should be. Is he? Oh my gosh! Yes, Bliss. He is the Dwight Schrute of the Henchmen office. That's exactly the vibe we're going for.
Exactly.
And if you think about it, Dwight Schrute is Edna Mode, but less sophisticated and much, much taller. That's
much.
perfect. That's totally perfect. All right, he's got his nice little body. I think what I need to do now, honestly, though, is I've kind of like sketched him in. He's really rough. He's like these, you know, like these big, large shapes and things, which is great, but I kind of want to clean it up a little bit more. So I'm going to do my little lower opacity thing. And what I'd like to do is have like some shadows in the background that kind of suggest maybe there's like secondary henchmen, like he's got a crowd of henchmen behind him. You know, I kind of just threw those little shapes in there at first to make him like, to make the illustration itself like more widescreen to fit into the card a little better. But now that we've created like this whole lore for him, I think that there'll be his other recruits, you know, in the back. We'll just do like some bold shapes and some extra peepers back there. Is anybody drawing a little henchman with us today?
Oh yeah, I would love to see your guys' henchmen. If anybody draws our theme, feel free to upload it to Instagram with hashtag Adobe Live, Juxtapaint Adobe Live.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd love to see what you guys are working on. Also, speaking of what you guys are working on, is anyone doing a Inktober list this year?
Yeah.
I am not doing an Inktober list just because I am so swamped with other things, but I am always like really excited just to see everyone's work when I go check social media and stuff. It's always a good time.
I wanted to. It's a lot more work than you think it is to do those if you haven't done one before. It's like a seriously like it's a large undertaking to do one of those. So I have a lot of respect for anybody that even people that aren't finishing them, like just to start one of those, because I think I've started one like the last few Octobers. I started one and I just never finish what I say I'll finish on those. Yeah.
Hey, it's a lot of work.
It is. But I've been living vicariously through people on the internet doing them. What are your favorites? Have you seen any that you really loved?
Actually, what I thought has been pretty cool is that it seems like every year, including this year, people actually find my original list from 2020 all over again, and they do them again. So I've been getting flooded with amazing notifications from people redoing my old lists, which is just super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you get to like see what people are doing for your favorite stuff, because you get to choose those days if you want it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I saw a guy, which he has to have prepared this ahead of time. Has to. And if he didn't, hats off, seriously. But he's doing Wear-tober, where he's doing a new I'm gonna see if I can find the artwork, because I have it saved on a Pinterest board right now. He's doing Wear-tober, and every day he puts out like a full-blown painting of like a were animal, but it's like he did like a were snail, a were shark.
That's awesome.
Yes. Like he did like a werewolf, you know, which is the obvious choice, but he did like the were snail. I should pull up the were snail because that was just unbelievable. Let me find it. He did like a were spider, a were gator.
That's so cool. That's so creative.
Oh, I'll know which one I'll show you. I'll show you the were raccoon. And it's like this massive guy. I guess this was in 2020, but I just found it, I'm sure, because it's October and it's kind of coming around. But
yeah,
the were raccoon is like kind of insane. I don't know if that's gonna show. Maybe not. No? Why? Why do you do this to me? That's not gonna let me show you. But let me find his name though. I'll give you his name and put his name in the chat. In fact, I think I can link his art station. It just, I'm trying to drag stuff to my Cintiq, which is a different shape than all of my other stuff. And for whatever reason lately, every time I move a window onto the Cintiq's like, would you like for us to resize this window to be super strange where you can't reach any of the buttons to close or page it down? And I'm like, no, I would not.
No, that's not what I want, actually.
That's so far from what I'm looking for from you. So I will just find the guy's name and post the name for you. His name is Taryn Fiddler, I think. And it is kind of insane. Yeah, he did like a were griffin, a were dragon, a were bee. Were bee is actually amazing. A were unicorn.
Ooh.
Were hippo, like just it's incredible. So I'm gonna send you guys this project on ArtStation. I'll put that right in the chat. Trey Simpson is not the artist, but I've heard of Trey Simpson. But yeah, you should definitely check this out. Taryn Fiddler, incredible artist. And I have really enjoyed looking through all of those illustrations for that. It's been a lot of fun. Just because it's like when it comes to werewolves and like just were animals and stuff, it's like how many of these can you actually do before I've seen it all? But I tell you what, never seen a were snail.
Seriously.
Never seen that, and that were snail looks like he could tussle. It looks like he could give you a run for your money. Fabricy kind of hang here and kind of get, I should probably keep track of time. Oh, it's only been 30 minutes.
Yeah, we have lots of time.
Plenty of time. Okay.
Great.
Every once in a while my spidey senses tingle and it's like, are you about to go over time, Val? Do you know what you're doing? Aren't they amazing?
So in honor of Inktober, I think I'm gonna go down the inky route. So I threw down like a little bit of a background here, just so he's like standing in front of like a stone archway here in front of his bouncy house, you know.
Yeah.
It's a facade, of course. It's not a real castle.
Yeah.
But we're just kind of like adding a little bit of depth so we can add kind of make him like add some contrast to the background, so we can kind of make his skin a little bit lighter, and so we'll have a light character on a dark background, so we'll have that nice contrast there. So the brush that I use to add this watercolor, this inky watercolor, is one of Kyle's brushes from his watercolor pack. It's one of my absolute favorites. His watercolor brushes are just like freaking magic.
Yes.
I like, as you guys can see, like as I'm coloring, like it's actually blending itself out. Like I don't even know how that works in Photoshop, but it's amazing. And it's in his watercolor pack. It's called Natural Edge Painter 1. There's 4 different ones, but this is the number 1 is the one that I use the most. And it's on multiply blend mode by default. So when you pick your brush up and put it back down, it actually like acts as though the paint has been dried, so you can actually layer it really well. And
that's beautiful.
It's great for like things like I was just doing right here, where I kind of like just kind of finessed a gradient out of it, you know, because it blends itself. And then just kind of like adding layers to make for the darker spots here. Like it's really cool.
Yeah. That's amazing. And it's funny because like Fresco has a lot of like really interesting effects with like the live brushes and all that stuff. But in Photoshop, I think it's a little different. So you kind of have to, I would love to just like sit for a few hours and watch him make these brushes and just see like what kind of effects end up translating to certain effects, because I guess if you put that multiply on there, then it's gonna like when it lays over itself, it
Mhm.
would have that really nice texture, and I think it just looks super great in this context, especially. Looks like everybody's really enjoying the henchman so far. I like that he's like, sorry about that, little buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. He's very sweet. I realized I was gonna have like his body like not really showing, but I feel like that doesn't like add enough detail to mine in particular, and I feel like might be a little lazy, like just kind of giving him this long cloak. So I want to put more on to his like outfit, so I'm giving him like this little secondary robe underneath, and I feel like he's sassy and he is always causing trouble. I feel like he's like I think he's a graphic tee kind of guy, you know. And maybe hasn't gotten the memo about like super villain consistency of outfit, you know, like he's got his little weapon and he's got his cloak, but I feel like he also would have like a sassy saying across his shirt. So if you guys have any ideas for what there should be on his shirt, let me know. I was thinking it would be funny if it was like a smiley face with like the X over it, like the, you know, the sign
or
they put over the cigarette for no smoking.
Yeah,
it should be like no happiness.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. I can do like a little sketch of it.
This sounds like something that would be like a graphic tee that would be in Hot Topic in the early 2000s.
Yes, exactly. Very like big on those vibes for sure. All the shirts I would have been like, whoa, that's so edgy, I want to get that.
Yeah.
Can I, Mom? Can I have that? She'd be like, no, you cannot have that. Okay. Thought I'd try. You know what I did get though? I did get the Naruto headband. Got that one. Of
course. Of course you did.
Got that one. I had to pay for it myself, but she brought me. She brought me there. Yeah, I'm gonna do like just a little sketch of this. I could, you know, maybe use some of the good tools that we have in Photoshop so that I'm not having to sketch perfect circles every time, but I have to commit now because I've put so much effort into it, you know. Yeah. You know when you get down the line in a technique and you're like, this isn't working, but I'm live and I've convinced people I can do it, so I gotta
make it work.
I'm gonna make this work. Is that not okay? I still want those shirts. Yes. I was in Hot Topic recently actually, and there were some pretty cool shirts in there. I go into Hot Topic whenever an anniversary of like one of my favorite cult classics comes around, because they always have good stuff. And you know what I did not get, which I'm pretty bummed out about, was they had an anniversary sale for Beetlejuice stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I got a Beetlejuice t-shirt that has his face on it and it says Beetlejuice, 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 but they had masks for Lock, Stock, and Barrel. And I didn't get the masks.
Oh,
I was bummed. I was like, because when I was a kid, I remember one time I think I misbehaved. My grandparents were like, if you don't act good, they're gonna come get you. And I was like, bring it on. We would have so much fun. We would have a great time. Bye, Grandma. And she was like, this is backfired in a way I did not expect.
Yeah, right?
You're insane. But yeah, I thought they were super cool when I was a kid. And so it would be super neat to have the masks like mounted on the wall. Is the Grim Peeper emo? Yes, for sure. For sure. His favorite band is My Chemical Romance. Yeah, he's a My Chemical kind of guy. Which, I don't know, I feel like there's like specific emo bands, but then there's also bands that emos also listen to. My Chemical Romance might be an emo band. What do you think, chat? I don't know. Because I feel like Grim Peepers also listens to Paramore, and I don't think I would call Paramore an emo band. So I'm gonna need everybody to date themselves, you know, and tell us what Welcome to the Black Parade for sure is his song. Yeah. 100%. MCR's emo. He probably also listens to 30 Seconds to Mars. 30 Seconds to Mars has gotten real edgy lately. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. Let's see. I'm loving the depth. I'm a little jealous that you have going on here with the oof.
Sorry, I got quiet for a second. I'm focusing.
I want you to know, though, that while you were focusing, you looked really legit. Like, you looked really, you were,
pensive.
I'm not sure about the tone. Could you maybe make it pop? Could you... Yeah, CJ, sorry, make it pop. Hawthorne Heights, yeah. Holds radio overhead. There you go, clever. Yeah. I'm gonna need to know everybody's favorite band now. Now that we're on to the real questions. I also need to know, like, what song. This is a better question because not everybody, maybe not everybody listens to rock and roll and stuff. What song could make you break out into song and dance in public? Like, if a song came on and, like, even if you're having a bad day, you're walking down the street in the middle of said day and this song just blares out of nowhere in the streets, what song would it have to be to make you instantly and without hesitation start singing along and dancing around? That's
the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song.
Oh my gosh, that would make me run like a crazy man. That would make me just do my little... I feel like when the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song plays, you can get away with snatching things from people. Like, 'cause if a guy ran down the street and, like, snatched your drink out of your hand and took off, I would call somebody to help me. But if the Pirates of the Caribbean song were playing super loud and a guy ran down the street and snagged a drink out of my hand, I'd be like, well, there he goes.
It's understandable.
Yeah. Well, that makes perfect sense.
I like the Pirates theme song because no matter what you're doing, it makes you feel like just super cool. Like, I'm doing the dishes right now, but I'm doing the dishes to the Pirates theme song.
Yeah, I'm doing the dishes cool mode right now. Used to have Pirates of the Caribbean as my ringtone. My ringtone currently is the intro to The Mandalorian. That's my ringtone.
Nice.
Rock the Casbah. Yep, that's a good one, Bliss. Very, very, very good one. My favorite band at the moment is Wave to Earth. I don't think I've ever heard of that. I'll have to check that out. Right now it's Doja Cat, Paint the Town Red. I have heard that song so many times. It's on my playlist though. I know I'm picking up what you're putting down. I think if I was going to, like, if I was gonna drop everything and sing and dance in the streets, no questions asked, as an immediate reaction, I would say it would have to be like Bohemian Rhapsody, like Bohemian Rhapsody could have me acting a fool, for sure. I feel like it's hard to choose one. Like, you chose one instantly. I respect you for that. Cody was like, I've had this in the chamber for,
I've
eons.
been waiting for you to ask.
Waiting for this question. But I feel like you guys could choose multiple songs too if you want, because I feel like Bohemian Rhapsody could do that to me, as if something's being done to like that song could do that. What's another one? I feel like let's see, I'd have to think. The Pirates of the Caribbean is a great answer though. Pirates of the Caribbean could probably do that. I feel like there's some Disney songs that like if somebody played Let's Get Down to Business.
Oh yeah, totally.
From Mulan. Yeah. I would act insane. Wham will get us all singing in the car, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. Oh yeah, for sure. There's a few. Oh, what is that one song? That one that plays that weird jingle and people always make those videos where they're like looking away and then they like turn their head and it's like dun 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 dun.
Oh yes. What is that song?
Gosh, Do, 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 do. Do, 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 boo,
I
boo.
feel like we're blanking because we're on
Just take on me.
stream.
I had to get through
thank
it.
you.
Take on me.
Whew.
Take on me could do that too.
We got there, chat.
I was trying not to hum the whole thing because I don't want somebody to be like, you know what, Val, you just sang Take on Me so well that it got flagged for copyright
DMCA.
on YouTube. Yeah. It got flagged and you can't keep doing this to us. Don't even get me started. Yeah. I would lose my mind over any, like, not any, but most Fleetwood Mac songs. Because I love Fleetwood Mac. So there's a few Dolly Parton songs too. That get me. Yep. Jolene makes me mad for her, and I'm like, yeah, you tell her. But yeah, there's several like that where I'm like, okay, this is a thing now.
So I wanted to mention a technique that I'm working on right now in my work.
Show us.
So as I'm starting to put some ink on our little guy, which we don't have a name for him. I kind of feel like his name is like Bart or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like a nice name.
Yeah. So as we are starting to put ink on him, something that can help with the dimension, especially if you're working in ink or watercolor or anything that's kind of like a loose medium like that, is when you're adding ink, only add ink to the things that are in the foreground and the things that you want people to look at. For instance, here, let me turn off my sketch so we can really see what's going on here. So as you can see, I only have the darker ink textures on him and the things that are in the foreground. Whereas like this stone arch in the background, like I could have like outlined each one of these stones here and like added more detail, but that would kind of push it forward and it would have less depth to the scene. But because like I'm trying to keep it a little bit more loose and kind of like implied, it kind of helps push it back into the atmosphere a little bit. So just like trying to keep the more detailed lines on the things in the foreground can be really helpful.
I think that's a great point, and I think you do that really well, because I do really get a sense of depth and atmosphere, which I think that concept as a whole is something that you're known for doing super, super well, of like showing depth, even if you are working with like not a full landscape. I feel like you do that because you have a lot of these illustrations that are little like spots in time, like little moments that don't necessarily, not that you don't do like landscapes and stuff, but just the ones that don't have like a landscape in the background, but it's like a little moment with some characters just like this, where it's like sitting. You somehow manage every time to still make it look like there's depth in that little spot that you can see, and the edges just kind of fade away. Whereas I don't always do that. I feel like I always, everything is like super harsh, like dark tones, almost as if I'm from the dark side, I just can't. I need to do a little more depth, I think. So I've thought about that a few times actually, and then maybe one of these episodes I will like try to do that more from the beginning, because I feel like it's a really great technique and skill to have an eye for.
Yeah, honestly, what I really love about your vignettes is just like how moody it is. I think that you actually do a really great atmosphere too, and maybe just like in your own way, and maybe because it's your way, you know, like it's like that artist thing where you're like, oh, my way isn't as good as that person's way. But I think that you pull off a really great moody atmosphere, and it definitely like, for instance, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Val did a little animation of a Victorian scene with like a mirror and a lit candle, and they're like the candle was lit on the table, and then it was unlit in the mirror, and it was like smoking. It was super cool. If you guys haven't seen it, go to her Instagram and check it out. But that had such amazing atmosphere in it. Like I just felt like I was walking through the Haunted Mansion while looking at that. Like it's so cool.
I'm able to preview it on the screen as long as maybe Let me see if I can, please let me just play. Yeah, there we go. I can see your comment. Oh my God, this is amazing. She's not wrong. Can confirm, Codi Bear thought it was cool. Thank you. I feel like that was one that I had done where I was like, you know what? I think I did a good job on this. But have you ever done something where like you approach it and you like execute that concept that you really wanted to get across, and then you go to do it again and you're like, how did I do that?
Yes.
I did it. That's kind of how I feel after this one, where I was like, wow, I nailed that. And then I tried to do it again, and the universe was like, nah, not so fast. You're going to forget.
Having trouble replicating it.
Yeah. How do you, I mean, if you felt that, how do you get around, or what have you done in the past, like to get around, like kind of being stumped of like not being able to, you know, reapproach a concept or something?
For one, I reference my own artwork a lot. Like if I draw something in a certain way, I'm like, and then I go to do that again and I forget how I drew it. And so I'm like, I know I did that in a way that I really liked. So I have to pull up my own artwork and look at my own artwork and be like, okay, this is how I did that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll even trace my own artwork too. And just reuse assets if I feel like I'm struggling too much. I do that with anatomy too. Like I'll trace over an old character that I did in a previous artwork if it's just taking way too long and I'm struggling through it or something, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna trace over my own artwork. And sometimes it will just like figure itself out after a while. Like I'll start that trace, and sometimes I don't need to finish the trace. I'll just like work myself through that difficult moment with it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it can definitely be a struggle. How do you work through that?
I think that, you know, kind of like you said, where I do reference my work a lot when I'm like, okay, how did I do that? But typically what I try to do is like I don't know how to like just like I stop worrying about like getting it right the first time, and then just kind of go for it and try to remember the main points of the technique that I applied that first time. And sometimes I leave notes for myself in my layers. Like I don't typically have it showing on stream usually, because I'm doing a lot of stuff for the, you know, from the first, but also we have about a few minutes left and I cannot believe it.
Yeah.
But I try to leave myself like little sketchy notes within my file often, to remind myself to do things. And I also sometimes, especially if it's a larger project, I can count on myself to have left like a note about like the brushes I was using, and all of that kind of stuff. And it's easier in Fresco because Fresco keeps track. And usually when I approach something and I can't get it the way that it was before, it's because I'm not using the same texture and stuff as before. That's typically my problem, is I'm like, oh, how did I do the texture? I also try not to delete layers within the file that I used for like noise and stuff, so that if I need to go back and revise or reference it, then I remember, oh yeah, the reason why the new approach doesn't look the same is because I used this noise texture over the top at the end last time, and I haven't been doing that. So like leaving little nuggets of info for myself along the way, just in case I have to come back, usually saves me. But if I can't do that, I try to take a break. Just take a break from what I'm doing. Sleep on it, you know. We are coming to a close at the end of our stream, however, which is insane. I feel like that kind of passed all of a sudden. At first I was like, only 30 minutes has gone by, and now it's like the last 30 minutes was like, see ya. But I am going to real quick, maybe we can pop over to your screen. Well, I was going to see if I could throw this into the template, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to race the clock and throw it in. Yeah, I think we're probably down at the end. But this is the final for my little henchman guy. And I will put him in the template a little later on. and show you guys on social media. Oh, he's got to have a frowny face. I'm loving your henchman as well, Cody. Unfortunately, we have to take off, but I think we got some like full little spot scenes here.
Little guys.
Yeah. Some little buddies. Some little peepers.
Yeah, little peepers. They both have peepers.
Little duders. Yeah, there you go.
Little duders,
there you
exactly.
Go. Thank you so much, Jack, for sharing the card template. If you guys would like to work along with us, please feel free to use that card template, throw your own artwork in there, maybe jot down a little bit of information about your design and share it with us with hashtag Juxtapaint Adobe Live, correct? Juxtapaint Adobe Live, I believe.
Yes.
And give us a tag. Let us see what you made along with us. And yeah, this was a good time.
This was fun. Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching and hanging out with us. It was a lot of fun. And we will not be back next week, but we will be back the week after that.
That's Halloween, right? We're on Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah. Halloween show, y'all.
Halloween.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. All right, folks, we will see you on Halloween, but until next time, happy designing and adios.
Bye, guys.